Welcome to our guide on mastering the essentials of Spark Systems Enterprise Architect. Let's begin using Enterprise Architect and delve into the key functionalities that form the backbone of this powerful tool. A repository in Enterprise Architect is where all your project's models, diagrams, elements, and data are stored. Think of it as a database for all your modeling work. For instance, it's where you store UML diagrams for a software project or business workflows in BPMN. Connecting to a repository is straightforward. You can connect to a local file, a shared database, or a cloud-based repository, ensuring that you and your team have access to your models anytime, anywhere. The Start page lists the different types of connection to a repository. You can also use the File menu on the far left of the ribbon menu. Let's create a new personal and file-based repository. The Startup page opens when you launch Enterprise Architect. It allows you to create a local, file-based repository by clicking on the Create New option. This will open a new project dialog where you specify the file name and location of your new repository. Once you close the dialog, Enterprise Architect will load your blank repository. In the project browser window, select the root node called Model and press the F2 function key to rename your new repository, for example, My Project. A view is a top-level package within a model. It can be categorized by purpose, such as use case view, component view, or deployment view. Views are used to add an optional level of grouping of packages, diagrams, and elements. In the Project tab of the browser window, right-click on the My Project icon, the model root node, and select the Add View option. In the Name field, type an appropriate name for the new view, for example, View of Use Cases. To select an icon for the view, click on the button to the right of the Name field, then click on the icon you wish to use in the displayed list. Select Package Only for the initial content and then click on the OK button. The new view is created as a child of the root node package My Project. A package is a container of model elements and is represented in the browser window as a folder icon. A package holds the model building blocks, such as diagrams, elements, and other packages. To begin developing your model, you create an initial package to hold your first diagrams and model structures. There are numerous ways in which you can add a package to your model. Start by selecting the new view, just created, in the browser window. In the ribbon design, in the Package panel, select Add Package. The new package dialog is displayed. In the Name option, overtype the default value with the name, for example, of the new package User Management. Select Package Only for the initial content and then click on the OK button. The new package is created as a child of View Package View of Use Cases. A diagram is a visual representation of the elements of your model with their attributes and characteristics. A diagram is also a displaying how the elements are connected and/or interact with each other. Different diagram types exists and they show different aspects of the model and the relationships between elements. The diagram types available depend on the modeling language used, such as UML or BPMN, for example. To create a diagram, there are numerous ways. We will use the context menu. Right-click on the package in the project browser and select the Add Diagram option. The new diagram dialog displays. We will create a use case diagram. By default, the name of the diagram is the same as the parent package name. Overtype this with your preferred diagram name, if necessary. The panel on the left, below the header, displays a list of diagram groups. Click on the required group, in this case UML Behavioral. Then, in the Diagram Types panel, click on the Use Case subgroup and then select the type of diagram to create, in this case, the type UML Behavioral Use Case. A description of the selected diagram type displays in the field underneath this pane. Click on the OK button. The New Diagram dialog closes. A new diagram is created as a child of the currently selected package. The new diagram is opened in the diagram view, ready for editing. Models are constructed from elements, each of which has its own meaning, rules, and notation. Generally, when you create a new element in your model, you want to use that element on a diagram. The simplest way to do this is to create the element directly on the diagram. Before adding elements to the diagram, make sure the diagram toolbox and properties window are visible. If this is not the case, make them visible as follows. Display the diagram toolbox, select the Design then Diagram then Toolbox ribbon option. Display the Properties window by selecting the Start ribbon then All Windows then Design then Create then Properties ribbon option. If the diagram is not visible in the diagram pane window, locate it in the project browser and double-click on it. It will be displayed and the toolbox is updated to display the categories of elements and relationships that are applicable to this type of diagram. We will add a new element actor to the diagram. We locate the type of element actor in the toolbox, and with drag and drop on the diagram, we create the element that will be visualized in the diagram. You specify the name of the new element by overtyping the default name proposed by EA. If we look at the project browser, we will see that the new actor is physically located in the same package as the diagram. We create a second element, a use case. In the same way as for the previous element, we locate the type use case in the toolbox and we drag and drop it onto the diagram. You specify the name of the new element by overtyping the default name proposed by EA. We need to create a connector between the two new elements. The connector to be used is called Use. You will find it in the Use Case Relationships section of the toolbox. You select it in the toolbox, then a hand cursor will be displayed. You need to click on the starting element, which is the actor, a dashed line appears, you maintain the button and drop the dashed line on the target element, which is the use case. A connector use is created between the two elements. When you select an element or a connector in the diagram, the Properties window is updated to display the properties of the element or connector selected. You are able to change the value of the properties via the Properties window. Don't forget to save your work by right-clicking on the Diagram tab and select Save All.